waste your breath on a traitor. Let's finish him off.
Just you have a try. You aren't any match for me, you dog.
Son of a bitch!
Let's get into it. So, this is a big test, or maybe not. Maybe. How many rounds do you think? How many do you reckon you're gonna go the full distance, or
you never know. You got to approach every fight that way, round by round. You know what I mean? And then that's what the beauty of heavyweight boxing is. Once you start landing shots from round 1 through to round 4, 5, it takes its toll.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm coming from? So I plan for it to go the distance, but if it don't, then that's the route we took.
Are you ready to go the distance in terms of that? Are you gonna like you say, you're gonna pace yourself to take your time as round by round?
I'll go the distance. I'm not gonna do after round 5 start blowing out my ass.
Yeah, that's what everyone.
I can't fight anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It might be tough to go 10 rounds. I've never been there before, but I've got the mental strength to absorb the punishment that my body's gonna go through by going someplace I've never been in a fight. But we do it day in day in the gym, so I'm sure I'll be able to withstand the pressure of going an extra 3 rounds.
Three, 2, 1. Michael Buffer, take it away.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
To this day. To this day. Day. Yeah. EJ Boxing Live. I see we've got people in the chat already, ready to hear Ferdie Pacheco. By the way, this is one interviews I gave to Ferdie Pacheco, one of his actually I was gonna talk about that. One of his few last interviews before he passed away, I think about 3 years ago. So you guys are for a treat. So it was my interview, Ferdie Pacheco, his take on Sonny Liston quitting, but it does rely to I'm gonna tie it all up with Daniel Dubois, man. So get ready for a nice, interesting one. And John Dealey, you bring up against Martin Marshall, yeah. Sonny Liston fought him, yeah, and broke his jaw, and went for the full distance. Yeah, he did at that time, but that's not what he's known for. He's known for sitting down on a stool against Ali. So I mean, that was early on in his career, and that Marty Marshall guy beat him on points, and he went back in there. But we're obviously in the World Championship fight when everyone's watching. When he's anyway, I'll get into it. You know, I mean, otherwise I'll just go off on the thing. Without further ado, let's hear from my man Dr. Ferdie Pacheco on and thing. And I big up everyone in the chat. Big up Lossie. Big up my man John Dilly, Zeno, and bring up all you guys there. All right, so let's hear from Ferdie Pacheco. Come up, man. Got the thing on. 1 second, guys. Just there, bring up the fight, doctor.
I don't know what fight's gonna be good. I have a good idea what fight's gonna be good, but I never know until it's over. I mean, I never knew that Durant was gonna quit on Drew, right? I mean, you don't know.
Oh, you was there at that? You was there at that fight, ringside for that fight as well?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Hey, Sylvie,
that's the biggest disappointment of my fight. Outside of Liston quitting. Liston quitting was a disappointment for us in our favor. But still, I can't tell you now, not just me, the entire public, whoever went to that fight was convinced that Sonny Liston, the big bad bully, was going to get this little high school kid and beat the shit out of him. Because he was so mad at him, clowning around and all, and said, "Oh boy, wait till I get you in the ring." And he quit. I mean, he just folded. Just like the wind went out of his sail and he quit. I couldn't believe that. I said, "Sonny, you're the biggest disappointment I've seen in my life." If you didn't do anything, you should have taken your beating. If you were getting a beating, take it. You're supposed to. You certainly inflicted your will on many men and beat the shit out of it. You deserve. Boxing deserves to see you get a beating for it, James.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
He quit.
Well, and then, yeah, you said
Nothing like the and we all were both the same. There were unbeatable figures that all of a sudden turned to clay.
78?
Unbeatable figures and they all turned to clay. Hear that? They were unbeaten figures. 78. I think you got one on Mike Tyson. Actually, let me hear that one on Mike Tyson. Was Doctor roasted thingy.
You got questions for the fight, Doctor?
Yeah, I got a few questions. One question I want to know is get your thoughts, since you're a historian, you're well respected. What's your thoughts on how do you feel a prime Mike Tyson from say 86 between 86 and 88? How do you feel he would have done in the era of the Joe Frazier's, Muhammad Ali's, George Foreman?
You guys believe you shit so much because you believe he was a great fighter and was knocking everybody out around one round. He was knocking nobody's out. I mean, guys that couldn't fight at all. He was scared them to death with him. And he was crazy. He was scaring them with his craziness. And you people started to write, he was a great fighter. I said, well, what great fighter? And I said, he hasn't gone past 2 or 3 rounds where he gets down into the rounds where he got to suck it up and start fighting. Oh, when he did, he quit. And that was the end of that. I said, well, there's your great fighter. You still think he's one of the great fighters of all time? You still think he's got a chance with Frazier and Ali and others? He didn't, to mention him in connection with even fighting those people didn't so. He should have never even gotten a fight with us. That's what.
How do you?
If you can imagine Buster Douglas knocked him out, Buster Douglas, the fat funk, I mean, when Douglas knocked him out, I said, that's it. I'll never believe it. I mean, and I thought, at least he's got a hell of a punch. He didn't have a hell of a punch. He punched Buster Douglas all he wanted, and Douglas was no hero. He didn't take a good punch or anything. So, so you say, well, that's what goes with listening to source writers and listening to what they say. They don't know any more than you do.
Yeah, they don't know any more than you do. See, let me go through something, right? All right, so Sonny Liston, yeah. All right, ever since obviously he lost to Marty Marshall, whatever, in that fight, right? But since then, Sonny Liston went on a tear. You know what I mean? He went on a tear all the way through the box, and obviously the Cleveland William fights were really good. To tear that, they were great fights, backwards and forwards. Cleveland was a big puncher himself, and he overcame that with his eye swelling and stuff like that. But boy, when he came to the young Muhammad Ali, as you can see, he's a schoolboy. As a schoolboy, they thought Ali was going to get killed, and Ali put him in a world of hurt. Never seen before. He was embarrassed. His eyes thing, and he sat down on his stool, as you can see in his picture. Sat down on his stool and he quit. And what I'm trying to say, all these guys with these massive punches, they enjoy inflicting pain. You see when Sonny Liston was beating up on Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Floyd Patterson, beating him down, knocking him down. Yeah, it was all well and done. But when it was your time to get your beating, you should stay there because you inflicted so much damage on so many people. Well, and I agree with Ferdie Pacheco. You should sit there and take your punishment now. Now it's your time. It's your time to get that beating. That's what it is. And that's what happened with Daniel Dubois. Let's talk about Daniel Dubois' record. Daniel Dubois was on a tear. He's another one, right? Knockout specialist. Yeah. Now, understandably, now Sonny Liston fought again after, but that's what they're remembered for, right? It's hard to get that stigma out. What's his name again? So Daniel Dubois, yeah, I think he only went this with Kevin Johnson, so you get me. But other than that, he was knocking guys out 1 round, his first debut, 1 round, 2 round, 2 rounds, 1 round, 3 round, 5 round. Kevin Johnson. Guys, nobody's All I'm saying is this, yeah, and it happens in boxing. These big bag bullies, yeah, who are dominating the sport. We love them when they're whipping that. Mike Tyson, I put Mike Tyson in that because he mentioned Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas, right? He quit. I don't think Mike Tyson quit, but he got up. But the thing is, yeah, Mike Tyson never got him in a rematch. We don't know. Yeah. And Mike Tyson enjoyed Mike Tyson could have knocked out Roy Jones, but he didn't. Mike Tyson against a proper size heavyweight, it would be a different proposition. But you don't mind beating up on Roy Jones now. But I ain't showing Mike Tyson a coward. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to make a point about these guys who are very strong and are used to beating up people, used to getting their own way. This is what happens to them, innit? They all come to a crumbling. They come to a crumbling. Roberto Duran, even the great Jim Jeffries before Jack Johnson got to him, he was beating everyone up. And then when all the black contenders were there, he want to face them. And then they offered him so much money that he came out of retirement and he got his beating and went back to retirement. You know what I mean? And he was undefeated before that. This is the thing. You can't give it, take it. Yeah, the double J. Exactly. So Ferdie Pacheco was on point. And this is an interview I done with him like 5 years ago. But he said that all these guys turned to clay when it was their time to get their ass whooping. This is how they reacted. How they all reacted when they were getting their ass whooping. They enjoy. Listen, look at Daniel Dubois. He had highlight. I'll give you one of his opponents, right? And this is what happened to one of his opponents. AJ Carter. They had the highlight reel of AJ Carter getting knocked out by Daniel Dubois. Do you know the guy had mental health problems after? In fact, so badly, the girl who works for the UK Top Rank, she was on World Breakers channel. Melissa, her name is, yeah. Her boyfriend is AJ Carter, the one that Daniel Dubois knocked out. That guy had mental problems so bad, the inflicted started to beat her up after. I think he went through some mental problems after the fight, and he started to beat up. Before that, he would never touch a woman before. He started beating her up, man. He didn't know where he was. His head was crazy. That's what happens. No one, we don't even look at Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson, and we don't look at that. We don't care. We just enjoy them whooping the ass. But when it's their ass whooping, you need to take that ass whooping and take it. You know what I mean? That's if you can give it, you should be able to take it. And I don't want to hear no bullshit. Yeah, you quit. Yeah, you quit, right? Because the thing is, it's funny, right? When these guys, it's funny when they're giving the ass whooping. Everyone's yeah, man. They killed it. Now, see, people upset for Daniel. Why are you upset for him? When he was with, why are you upset for him? I mean, if listen, what's funny, right? If you go on the canvas, let's go back to that fight. He's on his knee. Daniel Dubois, he gets up, right? And then Joe Joyce is rolling up, and Joe Joyce throws a hook. He rolls underneath the hook, comes back with a right hook, comes up with a right hook, left hook, and knocks Joe Joyce out. Oh, man, this guy, Daniel Dubois, from the break of the feet, with one eye, he comes back and knocks Joe Joyce out. It would have been the biggest thing ever. Wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Wouldn't it? It would have been, man. And then you got people like Muhammad Ali, yeah, who had a broken jaw against Kenny Norton from, I believe the second round, went 15 rounds. Nonito Donaire against Guillermo Rigondeaux, same thing, orbital bone damage, yeah. He said, yo, I'm continue to fight. He never quit. All but the same damage he got, he never quit. What he did, he covered the eye and carried on fighting. You know what I mean? Sonny Liston sitting on his stool. Look at his face. It's like, yo, I can't be bothered, man. You know what I mean? Oh, it's because he's old. Nah, it's because you couldn't get your way, man. And listen, everyone's been a bully at some point in their life. You know what I mean? Not trying to say I haven't been. Everyone's been a bully at some point in their life. But listen, mate. You gotta understand it. When it's your time, yeah. When it's your time, you better act right. You better act right. You gotta make a decision. There's what's the saying? There's a slim thing between a coward and a hero. The slim difference. The only thing is decision making. The coward, yeah, will just say, nah, I'm not on it. I don't want it. The hero will say, I don't want it, but I'm gonna get up anyway. You know what I mean? Nate Robinson, the way he went out, he was complaining and this, that, he still went up and still tried to fight, right? I know he got knocked out and everyone's made him mean, but he's still fighting. He got knocked out, so everyone's making fun of him, yeah. But no one could say he was a quitter. I mean, which is worse? You know what I mean? You tell me which is worse, that what happened to Nate Robinson when you got knocked out, spread on the canvas, or a quitter? The quitter seems like it stays with you forever. If you're knocked out, people's like, well, he's gonna get knocked out again. But that cool, but this quitting thing, giving up thing, it stays with you for long. Roberto Duran, his whole of the country turned against him when it was him as well. So yeah, I thought I'd bring that up. The audio of Daniel Pacheco wasn't as good as it should have been, but That was back in the days, me, Sevier, and all the guy we used to all talk on boxing all the time. You know, blood boxing. He has his channel over there, opens up. That's what it used to be. Hangouts. Everyone used to get along and just talk boxing. Holmes is my number 4. Yeah, Holmes is good. Daniel did have serious damage. It didn't matter if he had serious damage. Just you see, how much people did he damage, man? You know, how many people did he damage? How many people did he wreck down? How many orbital bones did he smash up? We didn't hear about it because no one wanted to hear. No one wanted to hear. Yeah, blood yesterday. Yeah, right. No one wanted to hear Zeno. No one wanted to hear about the people they smashed up because that's not the one they're pushing. You know, they actually had Daniel Dubois up on the scorecard. You know, that's how bad they wanted this guy to win. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Sonny Liston, same thing. There's people just refuse to believe that Sonny Liston quit. He gave up. They believe that Ali done something with the Nation of Islam. They had his wife and all kinds of things, making up excuses. George Foreman as well. What happened to George Foreman in the Rumble and the Jumble? When Ali gave it to him, that guy, I think he fought one more time and then he lost and he disappeared for 10 years. He had to get his mind right. No, I ain't saying they cowards. No, I ain't saying they cowards now. But the sport they're in, you give it, you should take it. You know what I mean? You give it, you take it. Ferdie Pacheco said it the best, man. You should be able to give it. The fact that you inflicted all this punishment on all these people you did, victims. How many people did Sonny Liston beat down? Let me see, he beat down. He knocked out a lot of guys, right? Daniel, these guys are not, these big heavy-handed dudes are knocking down. Now, they great punchers now, so it shows you. But you see, boxing, there's more than boxing than great punching character. So Sonny Liston had 50 fights and he knocked out 39 opponents. It's a lot of knockdowns, right? That's a lot. But when he ended his career, he had 4 losses and 3 of them were knockouts. Fair, square, fair. 3 of them knockout or technical knockouts, however you want to put it. And these are all big punchers, man. Guys who can punch. When it was their time, Daniel Dubois, 15 wins with 14 KOs. And now he's got 1 loss and 1 KO. You know what I mean? The point is, yeah, this boxing game is hard. It ain't easy. Yeah, no one said it was, right? And criticism comes hard as well. Yeah, the fact that, you know what I mean? The criticism comes hard and thick and it comes with it. And there's no apologetic because when you're doing it, like, if you're one of them boxers, yeah, and you're a technical boxer and this, that, the other, and, you know, you're boxing out people, you know, people don't give you no credit, yeah, because you're using all the science and that. You're knockout. They get all the, because it's exciting. Yeah. But when you get it, mate, when you listen, Stormy B, man, what's salute, bro? And salute to everyone. Salute John D and Dilly. Salute Lossie and all the rest of the guys, right? When it's your time to get your comeuppance, take your beating, bruv. I don't want to hear people. I feel sorry for people. I don't want to hear none of that. None of that. No. Nah. I'm not in the ring. Luckily, I mean, I train fighters, but I train my fighters but you know what I train my fighters? I train my fighters to defense. That's what I train now. I train them to prevent this stuff here. You know what I mean? I train them to prevent things. I someone along the line, they told them to go out and destroy. Yeah? What's it? Comparing Triple D is like it's like comparing a puppy. Listen, they all turn like puppies when they get their ass whipping, my man. So, you know, they all get that. They all turn to puppy when they get in the ass whipping. All of them. They all turn up when the ass whipping comes. They ain't about it. Because I said a long time ago, Joe Joyce was gonna be. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I actually went further, Lossie. I actually said he's gonna quit, bro. I said he's gonna quit. Trust me, Lossie. So I said straight out, say he's gonna quit because, you know, I heard about, you know, in the GB squad when he was training. So this is how the story went down, right? And then we could talk about the sparring situation, right? So Daniel Dubois, to get into the GB squad, there's kind of 2 criteria. Yeah, you're sparring, where you spar a lot of guys, and there's the conditioning side. So he sparred Anthony Joshua, sparred loads of guys, and that's where he knocked Anthony Joshua down or knocked them out or whatever in the sparring. So he passed that. The next day, whatever, it's the conditioning training. When it came to that, he couldn't hack it. And then, I mean, he was complaining to his dad, and his dad said, you know what, boy, forget this. I'll turn you pro. So he didn't overcome that hurdle. You know what I mean? And this is the things you need as a young fighter, hurdles to overcome so it builds your character. Mike Tyson, Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas said that Mike Tyson had to go to school. He had to do this. He had to do that. Customer, it was like, he don't need to. He was letting Mike off in little things. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Teddy Atlas because of the situation. They bought Kevin Rooney, and Kevin, you know, gets along with Mike. It was a hard disciplinarian as well. But what happened with Mike is that, you know, the money and all the fame started getting to him and he started not listening to the right people. It's like Mike, you know, Kevin saying, Mike say, you need to train. Mike's like, I don't want to train. They say, there's girls over here, there's a pageant, there's this, that. So Mike would rather choose to go that. He made these choices. Then he made choice to get rid of his trainer, Kevin Rooney. You know what I'm saying? Then he brought in Aaron Snowell and all them guys there. You saw what happened, Buster Douglas, you know? This is the thing. This is what happens in life, bro. It's decision making at the end of the day. And you know, repercussions, you have to live with it. You're on mute. I was on mute. When was I on mute? Am I on mute? Sound's gone. What the thing? Is it sound? My sound's gone? They're brilliant similarities. Am I sound gone? I'm still here. Am I still here? Oh. Okay. So maybe the sound went. I thought that was my intro, you know. Is my sound gone? Sounds alright now. I'm not too sure. Let me know if my sound's gone. Let me see if my sound's gone. Sheesh, I never know, you know. When did my sound go? I was talking some good stuff.
I remembered for, right?
Okay, your sound all right here. Let me see. Up here, my sound's gone here.
Let my sound go. I was talking some good stuff.
Okay, sounds all right now. I think maybe it went at the start. Maybe when I was playing the music thing, the music clips. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Anyway, back to I was on the roll. Buster Douglas, the brilliant jab. Yeah, he did. But Buster Douglas was a quitter. He was labeled a quitter against Tony Tucker. Do you know that? Coming into the fight, that's why they put Mike Tyson against him. It was like a warm-up fight. It was a warm-up fight, you know. You know, it's funny, right? Errol Spence is fighting Danny Garcia this weekend. And he's off the car incident, and they put Danny Garcia in there as opponent, you know, for Errol Spence to look good against. I tell you what, Errol Spence might be in a hard fight than we think. You know, he might be. He might be into a hard fight, man. You never know. What we got here? My top three is Lanford, Lewis, all these guys here. Boxing is a hard sport, how we judge people, how we critique people, man. He is. Roberto Duran's one of the greatest of all time, but he quit against Leonard. He quit against Leonard because he couldn't have his own way. Who's it? Ingrams? Uncle me joining. Let me call this Ingrams. What's going on? Ingrams. What's going on? My man Ingrams. What's going on, bro? Yeah. Long time, Sam. I'm on a live right now, but what you up to, bro?
You're on a live?
Yeah, I'm live on my boxing show, but what are we talking about? We talking about boxing or what was it?
Yeah, we're talking about boxing.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
What, am I live?
Nah, well, you're not on the camera, obviously. No, I'm not on the camera either, but I'm on my live on my YouTube.
Yeah, what, so is everyone hearing me?
Yeah, they can hear you, yeah.
All right, okay. Well, listen, it's confidential anyway, man. So I'll give you a call later, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Give me a call in. Actually, I'll call you back and let you know when I'm free, yeah? Okay, nice one. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, I'm always busy. There's always people calling me, man. All right, so where was I? I was on a roll, innit? Yeah. All right, so prime listing. Oh, that was the years. Okay, it would be difficult against evidence suggests the Liston through both fights against Ali. Exactly. There you go. The Mob. Yeah, he didn't want it. Mob couldn't control him. He didn't want it. Straight didn't want it, bro. He didn't want it. That's what it comes down to, bro. They don't hear no. Daniel Dubois didn't want it against Joe. He was just getting his head rocked. Ali, think about it, right? When Ali was jabbing up Sonny Liston's face, and when Daniel Dubois' face was getting jabbed, look at the same results. The pain, like that, you know what I mean? Look at the pain shooting on their faces. It's like you can see they're happy and content. Like, it's not happening. You know, they don't want it. Yeah, listen, this is a thing in life. You know, sometimes you gotta make a decision in life. Especially in a job and wherever it is. We get, you know, I don't want to ruffle feathers sometimes. You have to make a stand, bro. You have to make a stand and stuff like that, you know? The reason why they had the fight, watch this. This is look at the upside, right? Daniel Dubois was 23. Joe Joyce is 34. Everything about him is young. He hits hard against that, but he never fought stellar opponents, right? Sonny Liston, Ali's unproven. He don't hit that hard. He's young. You can do what you want with him. Same things. And these guys come in overly confident because they've been knocking out guys there who they thought was going to be harder. But the one who they didn't think was going to be harder, that's what happened. It's completely underestimated. Ali's depth and his confidence and his strength of mind and his character. You know, strength of character to overcome adversity. I mean, who would go 15 rounds of boxing with a broken jaw from the second round? Tell me here in the panel right now. You tell me right now. What's up, Fight Doctor? Classic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Classic bullies, bro. That's what they are, man. Classic bullies. So, listen, who's going 15 rounds here? I want to hear some ones if you would go 15 rounds with a broken jaw, or twos you wouldn't. So I want to know. Yeah? 15 rounds. That's what Ali did, man. That's all he did. What about Nonito here? How about going 12 rounds with a broken orbital bone? How about that? Come on. Put your hands up for that one. Ones or twos? Come on. Twos that you... None of you in it. None of you are about it, bro. We're not about that life. We talk that boxing, but we're not on that, dude. We're not on that. I train boxers. When I train my boxers, I think that's what I was talking about. I train my boxers to defense straight up the bat, man. This guy, you know, Sonny Liston and a lot of guys, they train them out to destroy. You know what I mean? Intimidate. Put hands on someone quickly. Yeah, but okay. Try and put hands on someone you can't hit. How did them apples go? How's that going to work when you can't hit someone? Now you're going to get tired now, innit? You won't get frustrated, right? Then what's your next game plan? Well, I don't know. Try again. You see, imagine trying to hit someone you can't hit and they're hitting you. That is horrible. You know, that's horrible. That's horrible. What happened to Trinidad? Trinidad never quit against Bernard Hopkins. Trinidad he wasn't ready for the Bernard Hopkins style. He had them wide swings of hooks and straight rights. I mean, he wasn't ready for Bernard Hopkins. You know, Bernard Hopkins is just tightened up. You know, coming with his headbutt, he's just strategies. You know, boxing is a very technical game, and the person with the best game plan, the person with the best team in the corner, the person with the best strategy, and then, you know how bad it is. Daniel Dubois, what's his name? Not Daniel Dubois. Joe Joyce's trainer, Israel Salis. Yeah, they made sure that he couldn't be in the corner. You know, they said he had COVID, but I reckon that's a lie. I reckon they made sure he was going to be corners to make sure that Joe Joyce had nothing. Had no advantage, because Israel Salis is a very highly respected coach, and they made sure that he was in the corner. I saw Jimmy Tibbs in the corner, but the game plan was already set. He already knew what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? His pedigree just did. They just stood there and just jabbed him. Daniel Dubois said stuff about Daniel Dubois said stuff about Joe Joyce's mum as well. Said his mum's partially blind. And what he said is that after I knock out your son, you won't be able to see him no more. You know what I mean? And now look at your eye. You won't be able to see your own eye. Look at your eye. Sonny Liston said, I think the things goes, he should be, I think Sonny Liston said about Muhammad that he should be killed for impersonating a fighter. That's what he said. See, he was trying to say Ali was a fraud. Yeah. Sonny Liston was talking reckless. It was out of pocket for him, but Ali, that's what Ali used to do. He used to draw you out of pocket though, innit? Ali was about that life, man. He's tough. These are people you remember, not the bullies, man. Not the bullies. We like them knocking out guys, though. It's fun. Mike Tyson knocking out fun, but you know, Mike Tyson beating up little Roy Jones. Of course, Mike Tyson was going to take that fight because Roy ain't nothing for him. Roy had nothing for him. But when he was going against Lennox Lewis, why he put on so much weight? I mean, why he looked so lively against Roy Jones, but when he gets Lennox Lewis and where he was on it against Evander Holyfield, yeah, he thought he could do him. That's another bully scenario right there. He thought he could do him, right? But Evander Holyfield didn't care how old he was. He beat him up, but he knew he could do him because he done it. He knew what this guy's character was like from the amateurs. He knew. This game is psychological, physically, and mentally. Danny Garcia, they put Danny Garcia in a situation against Errol Spence where he's supposed to be there as a sacrificial lamb. And this is why we love boxing. The storyline, this is how things get changed. I'm not picking Danny Garcia. No. But I wouldn't be surprised if Danny put Errol Spence and Jr. on his back and done it and beats him because the car crash and they're trying to bring him in to bring hurt his confidence. And Danny's like, well, we ain't here just to do numbers. But when I was watching the fight against Lamar Peterson busted up Danny Garcia's face. and Lamar Peterson was fine, but at least you see Lamar Peterson get Errol's face. You see what happened to his face. So it's one of them ones there. We see how it goes. But in my opinion, the person had Daniel Dubois ahead. Yeah, they even had on the scorecards. That's how bad it was, man. They even cheated on the scorecards. They wanted this kid to win so badly so they can get into the money, the big money fights. Yeah, okay. They get telling you, no, you're the bully. Exactly. He is. And that's what it comes down to, people. That's what I was trying to say. You know, these big guys, be careful with these bullies. Don't invest into them. Don't believe in the hype that these guys are just immortal, man. These guys can walk through a thing now. George Foreman he got his. Every big puncher, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Daniel Dubois. Yeah, he's a big puncher. Yeah, he is. He is a big puncher. I wouldn't say he's an elite puncher, but he's definitely a big puncher. Or maybe is it that the opponent didn't choose the opponent chose not to go. The opponent chose to say, I'm not getting knocked out by you. I don't care I don't care how you hit me. Maybe it was that. Maybe he hits just as hard as he does, but this guy has Joe Joyce was just more stronger willed. Maybe it's just that, you know. And I think probably in effect it probably is, because everyone talks about Joe Joyce gets hit a lot, but he's just more stronger willed than a lot of guys. And he believes that I don't care what you do, I'm gonna walk through fire, hell, and brimstone to get my victory. And then that in itself is very hard to beat someone if you're trying to knock them out. So what you do in effect is do what Ali does and do what someone with a great fight. I ain't gonna knock you. I'm just gonna outpoint you. I'm just gonna jab, stick, wear you out, you know, tie you up, and just school you in boxing. I'm not even gonna try and knock you out. I'm just gonna wear you down, you know. I'm just gonna take you to Cuban boxing school. So that's the other styles of boxing. You don't have to knock everyone out. You just gotta win the fight, isn't it? Ain't that what Mayweather did? Ain't that what Mayweather did in his career, and we don't get no credit for it? Do you know how hard that is to go 15 or 12 rounds and choose, I'm just gonna outbox this powerful puncher like Canelo, like Manny Pacquiao, like Diego Corrales? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how hard it is? Like Conor McGregor. Yo, bro, I'm EJ Boxing Live, yo. Hope you guys enjoyed this, man, this little thing. Big up to everyone in the chat. It's just my thoughts on this situation on Qutting. Big up to the late great Ferdie Pacheco, giving his jewels at the start of the show. Big up to everyone who's dropped their abs and everyone else. I'm sure you guys, if you catch this guy in the archives, enjoy it, man. Yeah, peace, man. Hey, you guys check out my martial arts and my Annie Joshua. Annie Joshua said it the best, man. The character says everything. You know what I mean? This is Annie Joshua branded. I'm EJ Boxing Live. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
All right, let's get into it. So, this is a big test, or maybe not. Maybe. How many rounds do you reckon you're gonna go the full distance, or
you never know? You got to approach every fight that way, round by round. You know what I mean? And then that's what the beauty of heavyweight boxing is. Once you start landing shots from round 1 through to round 4, 5, it takes its toll. Yeah. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I plan for it to go the distance, but if it don't, then that's the route we took.
Are you ready to go the distance in terms of? Are you gonna like you say, you're gonna pace yourself to take your time as round by round?
I'll go the distance. I'm not gonna do after round 5 start blowing out my ass.
Yeah, that's what everyone.
I can't fight anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It might be tough to go 10 rounds. I've never been there before, but I've got the mental strength to absorb the punishment that my body's gonna go through by going someplace I've never been in a fight. But we do it day in day in the gym, so I'm sure I'll be able to withstand the pressure of going an extra 3 rounds than you.
Don't waste your breath on a traitor. Let's finish him off.
Just you have a try. You want any match for me, you dog?
Son of a bitch!